Okay, this week's interview in place takes us back to women's soccer with the director of operations and former player Darriell Franklin. Darriell, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, I mean, I think we can kind of go two different ways with this interview. One being that you are a former player, very recently a former player, and now a staff member. So, I do want to start with staff member roles, and maybe just kind of describe what you do with the soccer program on a day-to-day basis for the fans that may not know.
So usually I do a lot of stuff on the back end. I do a lot of like scheduling. Um, I try to be like the middleman between like our program and then the other programs in our conference. I do a lot of stuff just assisting like our coaches with whatever they need. And then I also work a lot with our social media and like managing that and also getting like um, making sure our players are seen and like trying to make sure that um, our audience is able to get a better understanding of our team and like the personality
Right.
that we.
And to me that kind of sounds like it's player relations, right? I mean, you're trying to manage things that the players are going through or having to deal with. And how has that changed with COVID? And obviously, the season being postponed is a whole nother element to that. But how has that changed your role and the way you have to communicate with them?
It's been tough. I feel like, especially now, I feel like I'm always texting them or calling them, like, I need you to do this. Hey, can you help me? But, at the same time, I try to manage the tasks I give them because I know they have a lot on their plates now with school and
Right.
um, trying to figure out training. And it's been tough, but we're doing. I feel like we're doing pretty well so far, and we're just trying to right now at this point just trying to make it as enjoyable for them as we can because, like you said, it's tough and it's a hard situation to be in. But so far, I feel like they've been handling it really well, and I hope they're having a good time so far.
Well, and I think you probably have a unique position too, right? Because you played with some of the players that are still on the team, and now you're in this staff role. So is that a balancing act of the players kind of coming to you as a former teammate and some of the players coming to you as a staff member?
Yeah, it's tough because, like you said, I played with some of them, so I have a closer relationship with them. But now, obviously, as a staff, there's like a boundary
Right,
that
right.
we can't cross. So it was not really tough at first, but it was just like an adjustment. And I feel like now that we've gotten into the hang of things, it's been a little bit easier. So I guess it's nice to have them be comfortable with me and like know that I can relate to them and stuff like that.
Well, you were the 2017 Defensive Player of the Year in the Mountain West Conference. So, do you talk defense with some of the players? And if you do, I mean, what do you say?
Um, Not really. I try to be careful with what I say with them because of like the restrictions of my role and um,
Sure.
having to be careful with like to just talking with them and then like the coaching, like that boundary because I'm
Right,
not the
right.
coach. Um, no, not I don't really. I try to avoid those things just to be on the safe side.
Sure, sure. Well, but now, is this a role that you went into kind of with the idea that you would get into coaching eventually, or is this something that you're doing to try and stay within the game? What is your thought process on it?
Um, my main thing with this is like I really wanted to kind of give back to the program and stay as involved as I can because I had like a great experience, as a student athlete here. So I just really wanted to stay as involved as I could. And now being an alum, I just really wanted to stay as connected as I can and hopefully give like my perspective on things as well, I guess.
Yeah, and one thing I think when we talk about women's soccer, I mean, a lot of people are talking about the postponement of the fall. But as it pertains to San Jose State, one really good piece of news that came from women's soccer and from different players in different sports throughout the summer were some of the activism that women's soccer players led or took part in or had a role in. As a former player and alum, and as a member of the staff, when you see stuff like that from these players, what goes through your mind and how do you react?
For me, it's actually like pretty inspiring to see, like you said, these girls step into these roles that they wouldn't usually be put in.
Right.
So it's really inspiring to see them, be comfortable enough to speak up. And, with their staff, they've done a really good job of being involved and like asking what they can do to be better or to help out. Um, so I feel like on behalf of our staff, they've done a good job of making sure the team is comfortable enough to know that they're able to voice their opinions without feeling like it's the wrong thing to do. So
Right. Right.
I just think like all around on behalf of staff as well as the girls, it's just like I said, it's been really inspiring.
And I feel like too, over the last 2 years, I mean, from even the time when you were in your final couple of years as a player to now, the availability and platform that the players have has grown so much more. And I don't know if that is something you'll agree with, but that's what it seems like on the surface.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I feel like especially now with social media being like such a big thing in our like a yeah, like it's something that a lot of people go on now, and it's just a great way to reach bigger audiences
Right.
than what
Right.
we would reach.
Well, Darriell, I appreciate you taking some time. It's good to see you and talk with you, first of all. Uh,
Yeah,
I'm glad to see you're still smiling and doing well.
try my best. That's all you can
All right.
do.
Thank you for taking time.
Thank you for having me.